Hello and welcome to Unbecoming with Elena Joy. I'm your host. I'm so glad you're here today. We're continuing our conversation about preventing burnout or maintaining our mental wellness by exploring 5 different capacities. And this week we are continuing our exploration of the time and energy capacity, the one that is most stereotypically linked to burnout and burnout prevention. Today's article is entitled Spend Time Like It Belongs to You, Not Like You Stole It. Once upon a time, a young woman tried to live by pouring herself into everyone else's cup. She was a wife, a mother, a good friend, a Boy Scout leader, a dependable daughter, a church volunteer. Her dad used to call her Little Bit because even as a child, she was tiny. So when she grew up and started giving away pieces of herself to everyone around her, she didn't have much to spare. At first, she was just a little diluted, but over time, she got thinner and thinner until one day, Little Bit disappeared. That was me. And maybe in some way, it's been you too. I don't want to tell you a story about time management. It's way more about alignment than management because time doesn't prevent or heal burnout. Alignment does. If we don't restore what life drains, we will disappear too. And if we believe the lie that we aren't worth restoring, then it's only a matter of time. The time lie we've been sold. Somewhere along the line, we absorbed the lie that time only counts if you have something to show for it. Productivity became a moral currency. Busyness became a badge of honor. And rest? Well, rest has to earn its keep. Rest needs justification, preferably in a color-coded calendar. We've been tricked into measuring our value in output, so we end up in a loop that feels like this. I'm too tired to work. I'm too stressed to sleep. I'm too worried about bills to have fun, and I am too ashamed to rest. Let me say this clearly, fam. If there are no guilt-free options for how you spend your time, you are not living a sustainable life. Time isn't something to manage, it's something to leverage. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you how to manage your time better, color code your calendar, block and batch your mornings, or hack your way to productivity. I'm here to do the opposite. I want you to get radically honest about where your time is going and whether it's creating the life you actually want. Because all your power is in the now. Not in the regret of what you didn't do yesterday. Not in the pressure of what you need to finish by Friday. You have no power in the past. You have almost no control over the future. All of your power, all of your influence, and even control are only available to you in the present moment, right now. What becomes available to you if you radically acknowledge that reality? Because what if you already have all the time you need? What if it's just waiting to be spent differently? Not managed, leveraged, with intention, to restore, to replenish, to remember who you are at your core. I know it's hard to shift gears when your whole life has been defined by how much you produce. So let's begin here. What actually restores you? Not what should, what actually does. Do you know? If all of a sudden you had 2 empty hours which needed to be used to restore your energy, do you know exactly what would do it? What if you had 2 days? 20 minutes? If you had time, how would you exchange it for energy? All right, I'm going to guess it's not doom scrolling. Scrolling is not rest. It almost never restores anything. It only takes. It sucks your energy, your focus, your mental health. Scrolling restores nothing. So what does? How can you use your time in a way that restores what life has drained out of you? Spoiler, most American adults don't know. We've been way too obsessed with productivity and have swallowed the idea that rest and restoration are a luxury not for the likes of us. Second spoiler: capacity restoration is different for each of us. So if I tried to tell you to do what I do for restoration, it would likely do very little for you. You are the expert on you. So I'm just going to offer a framework for you to explore your restoration. What does rest actually look like? First, find a time on your calendar in the next week for some required restoration. This is just time to experiment, and you get to decide when and for how long. Now it's time to explore how you can trade time for capacity. And before you begin, I want you to ask yourself, all right, where is my energy or capacity level at? Maybe on a scale of like 1 to 10. And then when you're done, ask again so you can compare the data. What if the designated time to restore has arrived and you have no clue what would actually restore you? Like most of us. Let me offer you some verbs to experiment with. All of them start with C, mostly because I'm a sucker for a good mnemonic. The first one is create. Make something that has no purpose except joy. Connect. Text a friend. Hug your kid. Pet the damn cat. Cavort. It's my favorite one. Play. Be silly. Dance to music you liked in middle school. Clear. One junk drawer. One desktop. One expectation. And center. Breathe. Ground. Feel your rib cage expand. Not one of those requires you to hit a goal or even produce anything. And here's your only rule: if it doesn't make you feel more like you by the end, now you know. It does not count as a restoration method for you. The invitation to realign. Now, a realignment practice, something you can do today. Instead of asking, all right, how much can I get done by the end of today? Try asking this: how do I want to feel at the end of today? This is using time with intention. This is how you create not only the life you want to live, but the person you want to be, rather than just hoping she'll show up someday. This is how you know you're not disappearing. The opposite of burnout is not balance, it's alignment. When I disappeared as a little bit, it wasn't because I wasn't trying hard enough. It was because I over-tried in the wrong directions. Every direction, except towards the real me. Time does not have to be a thing you run out of and need to manage. You can make time like a current in a river that you choose to step into with intention. A current you can use to make more capacity. Because capacity and energy are not something you earn. Rather, we protect capacity and energy fiercely while we rebuild and restore, moment by moment, choice by choice. More time is not going to prevent your burnout or protect your mental health. To do that, you need more alignment with what matters to the real you. All right, coming up next, we're going to explore our final capacity, which is systemic support capacity. Because here's the truth you'll feel in your bones once you start realigning your time. Even the most intentional person can't thrive in a system that constantly works against them. Your restoration is real, but it was never meant to be a solo project. So next time we're going to zoom out to examine system support capacity, because honoring your time means expecting that your systems honor it too. And fam, if you hear this before August 21st, 2025, you are invited to come to my joyful office hours, because this month I'm going to be running the capacity assessment for the first time for free for the public. So it's absolutely free. You just need to register. Go to joyfulofficehours.com and you can come and join us virtually. We're going to be running the capacity assessment. Well, you'll be able to take a quiz and see which of these 5 capacities you are running the most low on and needs the most help. I hope you're able to join us. joyfulofficehours.com. I hope this was helpful and valuable. Be good to yourselves, fam. I appreciate you. See you next time.